What are the core values of Tihar? It's the triumph of light over darkness. It's about gratitude. It's about being thankful for the blessings that we have. It's also about worshipping the goddess of wealth and honoring Yama, the lord of death. And not to forget, it's also about honoring our friends from the animal kingdom.
Rocking Mama to Real Mama, Mamta B.
We are halfway through October. The days are getting a wee bit shorter, the nights a little bit longer. The air feels a little bit nippier in the mornings and evenings. Chrysanthemums, marigolds bobbing their heads in the wind, brightening up our gardens. Household chores, plenty of them to be done. Yes, we are nearing our second biggest festival of the year, Tihar. As we approach this festival, all that we went through in the past 2 months, the loss of innocent lives during the Gen Z movement, and then again the loss of precious lives due to the recent landslides and the floods, I think we can all understand when I say that not everybody, not every family is looking forward to a happy celebration this year. There are families that are still mourning the loss of their loved ones. And there are families that are still trying to come to terms with the huge loss in their families. Sometimes these celebrations act as harsh reminders of the missing ones. What we as human beings, as citizens, as a part of a community, can do is try to be a bit more conscious as we approach these celebrations. Be a bit more aware of our neighbors, our families, our friends, who are still coming to terms with the loss that they face. Maybe this Tihar, we should all try to celebrate and be as conscious as we possibly can, be aware of people's emotions, try not to send the wrong messages across, and try to be a little bit more sensitive. Tihar, the essence of this festival, is bringing people together. It's never about separating one from the other or trying to create a difference. It's about bringing everybody together as a family, as a community. Somewhere along the way, I feel we have deviated a little bit, and Tihar has lost the main essence of what it actually should be. And then we opt for prioritizing extravaganza, when at the same time, we could opt for a much more minimal, simplistic, a much more family-oriented, much more organic, sustainable way of celebrating the same festival. What are the core values of Tihar? It's the triumph of light over darkness. It's about gratitude. It's about being thankful for the blessings that we have. It's also about worshipping the goddess of wealth and honoring Yama, the lord of death. And not to forget, it's also about honoring our friends from the animal kingdom. I've always been fascinated by the rituals of Tihar. Every day it's so special. And especially on the first day, I always find myself looking around for crows. Do you also do the same? Because, there are crows flying around my house every other day, crowing and making such a noise I have to shoo them away. But then comes Kaak Tihar. And there I am trying to find the messenger, trying to pray to the messenger, trying to feed the messenger. And that very day, the crows, they all become very elusive. They become hard to get. They're just not seen. So I don't know how it's going to be this year, but I spend almost half my day looking for a crow. And then, of course, after Kaak Tihar, we have the Kukur Tihar. Now, how many of you are excited about the Kukur Tihar? All because you want to show off your canines. Me. I am one for sure. I have 3 of them at home. And I just wait for this event every year so that I can treat them extra special, just to thank them for all that they do. The Kukur Tihar, or the Dog Festival, has been trending on social media for the past few years. And every time we visit a place or we meet someone new and they know that we are from Nepal, it's the first question they ask, especially if they're animal lovers. They're like, yeah, you do have a celebration, you do have a day that celebrates the dogs. And I have to say, I feel very proud about saying, yes, we do. I mean, who can not celebrate dogs, right? For all their loyalty, for their unwavering faith and their trust that they have in you. And, if I took a poll right now about who makes a better companion, a dog or a human, I am very, very sure the dogs will get a very high rate of votes, most probably more than humans. And I can well understand why. Because have you ever seen a dog betray its owner? Never. Have you ever seen them hold grudges and, be rude or be bad to you just because you said something mean to them? No, it doesn't matter. They tend to notice how you're going about your day and they try to offer help without any judgment whatsoever. And just the fact that they're just so happy to see you any time of the day. I mean, do you get that from any other human? I don't think so. We have the crow, we have the dogs, and then we have the sacred cow, the holy mother, the vehicle of goddess Lakshmi, followed by the strong ox, the main support for farmers when they are plowing their fields. And then we have a celebration to strengthen the bond between the brothers and sisters. Now, this is a little bit funny, but I know many families here in Nepal and Nepalese around the world who celebrate this occasion for sisters as well. I mean, their question is, why does it have to be between a brother and a sister? What if they're just sisters in the family? And why should that bond not be celebrated? So yes, all in all, it should be a celebration for all siblings. The Newaris have taken it a notch further and they celebrate the Ma Puja, which I think is a really beautiful celebration where one celebrates oneself. I don't know why we don't all celebrate this, because this is such a simple and beautiful way of appreciating yourself, of blessing yourself, and promising yourself to be a better human being in the future. At the end of the day, these celebrations are all about praying, forgiving, being thankful, and trying to be a better human being. So as we approach Tihar this year, why don't we shift our focus to celebrating it, again, like I said before, in a much more conscious way, in a much more simpler way, and also try and be as eco-friendly as possible. Instead of using plastic and using all of these plastic flowers, they are bright, fresh flowers that you can get everywhere. How about using reusable lamps this time? How about, putting a complete stop on firecrackers, the noise that they make, not to mention how they frighten away all the animals and the birds. How about we all try to come together to, make this a much more conscious celebration. Wishing you a blessed Tihar from all of us here at Hits FM 91.2. Let us enjoy this celebration with a strong purpose of unity, of empathy, of consciousness, gratitude, peace, and love.
Hits FM 91.2.